Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. It's been a little while. It was
Yeah,
not.
thanks very much for having me.
That's all right. That's all good,
I
man.
see a lovely black Reno t-shirt there.
I am, yeah. Yeah, black Reno shirt, pajamas. Good.
Nice, nice. I'm not wearing any pants. Yeah.
Oh, well, hey,
I also took my cock off about an hour ago as well. Yeah. Got to
Hey,
air it out.
yeah, yeah, on the line. Yeah. You've been
Up
anyway.
on the hills hoist. Yeah. Just put my cock on the hills hoist and we're good to go. Yeah.
We swing off it. The old kids don't get that these days. They don't understand the joys of hanging on a clothesline and then fucking
Mate, I remember. I remember, yeah. I thought you were talking about hanging off me cocks. Like, there's not much to hang off. Certainly not a rope you're gonna fucking dive into the river with. It's a shitty summer if that's all you had.
a little tire. Yeah. You've been good, but man, you've been well.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm really busy. Like obviously, yeah, with the album and playing shows at the moment. Coupled with work before we fuck off again. So yeah, like it's kind of. I'm naturally fucking lazy, man. So when you've got all the stuff in front of you, it keeps me going. It's good.
So do you still, I mean, obviously King Parrot keeps you really busy, but do
Yeah.
you also juggle a day job and things like family and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have kids or anything like that, so that's a bonus. Other dudes in the band do. And we'll work. Wherever we can, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, still work. Yeah, yeah.
Man, that's I hats off to you. Absolutely, I
Yeah.
respect that, man, because it is hard. It is really hard, especially. I mean, you guys are at that level that you're loved by so many. I could imagine, like, it would be awesome just you clocking out and then you're heading on that plane to go over on tour and stuff. It must be the best feeling.
Yeah, I think like honestly, like it makes and like all my life, playing in bands live, everyone's always had like that's their passion, but you do whatever else you can to make sure that still happens. So I actually come back here and enjoy going to work because I don't have to do it all the time either. I
Yeah.
get more than 4 weeks fucking holiday, which is great. Not that I get to go on holiday; it's still fucking work in the band. But
Yeah.
it's good to be able to do like all this stuff that is good for the soul, and then go to your job and sort of be happy to do it.
How do you find, like, especially doing those big runs? Do you get the
Yeah,
post gig blues? Like,
yep, absolutely.
it hits
Yeah,
me hard doing like even just a run down south for a few days. Like, I couldn't
yeah,
imagine what it'd be like doing big runs.
yeah. I think all of us. I mean, I do experience that to different extent. Like, I think when you spend so much time together as well, and then all of a sudden you go home and it's just it does it can really it's hit me a few times like pretty hard like to a point where you get to a point with your mates where you've got your own language and no one else needs to like understands what the fuck you're talking about and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
reintegrate it can be a bit tough like it only takes a little while to sort of readjust but it can be really hard I think
Oh, hectic, man. But I will say the new King Parrot album, a young, young person's guide to King Parrot is fucking awesome.
We had to call that now because we've been around for that fucking long. We have to like teach a new group coming through.
Well, you would be seeing that though. I mean, what, it's like 15 years this year. So you
Yeah,
have like, dads bringing their kids and stuff like that, and that next generation coming too.
absolutely. I mean, we do. We've got an all ages coming up at Frankston, and we've done a number of those. And yeah, like it's awesome and crazy the ages of these kids that like parents will bring them along to. I mean, separate to that, and Max Dangerfield has just joined us
Yeah.
on drum. I think he mentioned the other day that his parents were fans, and that's how he first heard us. Like, showing his age and ours there. And I just, my favorite memory actually, we played up in Wollongong a couple of years ago, and went to the beach the next morning having a swim, and I went and got some sun cream off the two lifeguards, these two young dudes. And I go, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, up here playing music. And he's like, oh, are you in King Parrot? I was like, yeah, yeah. He's like, my parents love you guys. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that sounds right.
That's awesome, man. That's so good. But how is he going on drums now? I mean, I know that would have been a bit of a tricky transition over with between drummers. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's always tough. I mean, Todd was just absolutely amazing, and like we knew each other so well, like performance wise, to then having to, I mean, Max is amazing. He's a really talented drummer, musician. Generally, he's a sound engineer. He really gets it. But yeah, even just getting to know each other and how we play songs and yeah, feeding off each other. But like, I think right from the start, when which is only fairly recent, that we've actually even started rehearsing with him and playing shows. But I think he maybe knew more King Parrot shows than the rest of us did. He'd listened to everything and sort of had an idea how to play most songs, and we were sort of firing things at him. And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, so that's all." And then we're like, "Can we play this one?" I'm like, "No, we don't know that one."
but he knew it. He
Yeah,
memorized it all.
yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah. So he's a gun for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. But how far back do these songs go? Because it's been about what 5 years since we've had new music. Was it
Yep.
or 8 years since Ugly
8 years since the album, and then the EP actually came about from songs that we had actually demoed in the States when we were working on an album. Obviously, COVID hit and everything sort of stopped, but those demos turned out that we were, happy enough with them to, get them properly mixed and mastered. And I really like that EP. But yeah, so it's still been quite some time since then. I would say that this album, though, whilst there are riffs in there that have been kicking around for a long time, and that happens. I mean, Ari is the predominant writer for King Parrot, and he will kick around like an earworm sort of thing, riffs, for years. And I know some of them even now that are still there, not recorded because they haven't become anything yet. So that is definitely there. But that said, we kind of went into our rehearsal space, which is also a studio, Danger Tone here in Melbourne, and I guess went to work like writing songs. We had the luxury of being able to sort of record everything reasonably well as demos to then walk away, listen, come back and add to that or change, like actually sort of produce and craft the songs. So whilst there is still some elements of, okay, this is what's been happening since 5 years ago, but then also a lot of stuff that happened in the space, which is awesome too, because look, in that sense, it's kind of drawn on elements of how we've recorded in the past. I mean, Dead Set we wrote that album in a barn in the States over 4 weeks. And, before that, Bite Your Head Off was sort of, those weekly night jams after work or whatever, you slowly put stuff together. So yeah, it's been a really interesting process. And I think once we've done it, Squiz, our guitarist, who is also a really great engineer with his own studio, he jumped in and did a lot of work to actually bring it up to where it's at, So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's good. I really like it, man. It's a Rort is my favorite.
Yeah, right. Cheers. Awesome.
That one a lot. Yeah. That one's it. That's what it's called. Hey, because I had my phone and then I was like, oh, cool. Because I'll be driving and I was like, oh, cool. That's a real good one. I like that one. But I mean, obviously the song titles are very King Parrot. Do you come up with it, or is that Youngie, or is it?
It's a mix. It's definitely a mix. I mean, like Bite Your Head Off, I think I came up with that because I was at the time just accusing everyone of biting my head off for no reason. Bloody hell. But Squizzy also is a great contributor to that. Like he still comes out with Australianisms that I've never fucking heard of. I'm like, man, that's full deep Tassie shit. So yeah, I think we're all bogan enough that we come up with the different names and stuff.
How do you explain that to, you go overseas, especially the States. I mean, they've been infiltrated with they seem to go on waves. Obviously in the 80s they had Mad Max and Young Einstein,
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee.
What I've done
So,
there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then it sort of just dips a bit, and now that it's happening again, like Bluey has infiltrated, and all these Australian bands are going over there now. And
Hamlin sniffers and the chats. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
they're probably hearing all these Australians and go, what the fuck are they talking about? Like you go, how do you explain that? Do you get asked that? Like, what the fuck is
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What the
cunning
fuck is
is the dunny?
Bonox and shit like that? Yeah. Um, but ultimately, it's what like in terms of explaining it, it's whatever I can make up on the spot when they ask. But I think the like we I guess have a fairly honest Australianness about us, like which I was saying to someone before. It's kind of a universal language. It doesn't matter if we're in Germany or some of the, English isn't the prominent language. It's like you still get your message across. Like so, yeah. In terms of understanding what it is, don't care.
Have they gotten used to us saying cunt a lot over there yet? Are they used to that?
They've gotten better. They've gotten better. Like I've spent a fair bit of time in the States even when I was younger. Like, and I remember a mate of mine had a blood duster cunt hoodie.
Yeah.
But like he showed it to me, he's like, "You got that years ago," and he's like, "Yeah, I can never wear it here." Like, so, but no, I think they've definitely become a little bit more comfortable. We our opening song, intro song to come out on stage to in Canada is "Can't Say Cunt in Canada" by Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Yep.
Which we love. But yeah, if they're not getting used to it, then they have to put up with it with us because it's every second word coming out of our mouth.
Well, you gotta keep it going. You gotta keep it going over there. But man, you're hitting the road with Pantera and Amon Amarth next month,
Yep.
as well as a show with Acid Bath and Pentagram. I mean, holy shit, man, what a run! That is
Yeah,
kick off this album cycle.
I know it. I mean, obviously, like we were in Far North Queensland last weekend. That was fucking awesome. Doing the Australian stuff, I still really love. Like, all of it is amazing. But yeah, I I do love being able to say this is my job when we go overseas because that's all you're doing. Like everything else sort of falls away. And I mean, you mentioned obviously Pantera and Amon Amarth, that awesome show with Acid Bath and Pentagram, totally excited. But we've got other shows like we're doing more shows with Weed Eater. There are buds. I think at the moment we're sitting at about 50 shows. In the time that we're there. So yeah, there'll be a lot of different experiences, a lot of different size stages and venues. Yeah, which is awesome.
Man, so good. 'Cause, I mean, you've done a lot with. You probably get asked a lot, but a lot with Phil and the Pantera boys over all the years.
Yeah, yeah.
You're good mates with those guys. But what's it like being on the road with, obviously Phil and Rex and now Charlie and Zach? Do you get a lot? Do you get to hang out with them a lot?
Not really. Like, I mean, Phil we've known for years and we've toured with every one of his bands, down like everything. And in that sense, we've even shared tour buses with him. Like,
Yeah.
that's an easy thing, that he's our mate. Like, the other guys, like it's a slow process of getting to know people. I mean, from anyone's point of view, when you're playing these shows and it's hard to get to know people, but over time that happens. So yeah, like I've had some great chats with Rex just about like his setups, and he's asked me about mine, that sort of thing. But yeah, like if you just sort of find your moments where you somehow get time with them and a chat, you find a common ground or whatever, I suppose. Yeah.
I think like Zach, you and Zach seem like you'd get along really well with the same sort of personality, getting up to no good, playing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a funny guy. He's I don't know what you call it, like his assistant or whatever. This guy, he's a full New Yorker ex-cop. I get along with him really well too. He cracks me up, like. But yeah, they've both got a great sense of humor for sure.
Oh man, he's
as well, like because we're so DIY, we've built some really great friendships with all the crew as well. Like Grady, who was Dimebag's guitar tech, is still very much there. Like, he helped design Dimebag's guitars with him, like all that sort of stuff. And he's like, they're every show, great people. They're just great people. Like, yeah, all the people around off the stage as well.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hopefully we can see that whole thing happen again down here soon.
Yeah. Well, it seems like they're still going strong. Like, like I guess, yeah, with these shows that are coming up, I mean, that's now going on 3 or 4 years strong for Pantera, like,
Yeah,
doing these shows. So it's great.
absolutely. And with you guys as well. Like,
Yeah.
no.
It's amazing. And, like, obviously grateful. Like, Phil is just to be, on Phil's label and stuff, you cannot say that he's not a promoter or believer in the things that he chooses to support. I mean, every night, we play a show and that's fine, but the more so the pinch yourself moment is when you're sitting out in the crowd and Phil is wearing a King Parrot t-shirt and it's on these massive screens and all these people. It's like, how the fuck did that happen?
It's wild, man. That's so wild. But I mean, of course, whether you're playing club shows, I've seen you guys many times over the years, or
Yeah.
or you play big festivals. It's always chaos, and
Yeah.
there's always there's something about King Parrot just sends people over the edge, especially
Yeah.
with some beers in their system as well. Like I've seen dudes just. So,
Yeah.
what's the craziest thing you've seen at a during your set, a festival or something, or what's the most damage that you've seen?
Look, I still remember, like, obviously, again, I think Youngie's really good at eliciting things out of the crowd, but like, I don't remember what festival it was, but when Youngie literally, we did a wall of death, like, so thousands of people, but Youngie stood in the middle, like, for a while he was doing this, you know, semi often, but like in the part of a song, he's like, right now, when we say 1, 2, 3, I want you to come in and smash the fuck out of me, like, and every time he had this, amazing skill of like being able to sort of get out, sort of thing. And then I just remember one of the shows, and he just disappeared. I was like, "Ooh, what the fuck's happened then?" And it took him a little bit longer to get out of that. That's pretty crazy. I've had a tooth snapped out. Youngie actually had his tooth snapped about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But yeah, I've seen broken ankles. I've seen like a guy in Port Macquarie, I think. He was so stoked to see us. But I think he shattered his leg within the first like 2 songs or something. Like, I remember at the time, like, ambulance lights flashing. I didn't know what had happened. But then, yeah, speaking to him, I was like, holy fuck. So, yeah, definitely seen some crazy shit.
Is it like that over in the States and Europe and stuff as well? Do they go as
Yeah,
hard
like,
as the Aussies?
yeah, it just depends, But I think, like, yeah, we definitely are able to whip them up. I mean, we've been to the States now that many times that we do have, fans, followers, that sort of thing. So, yeah, they then become the extension of us for the people who haven't seen us before to actually start to engage and get everyone involved as well.
Have you guys done South America yet?
No, really keen to though. What have we done? Indonesia, we've done Singapore, we've done States, Canada, Europe. What else? New Zealand. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I'd love to do South America. It'd be
That'd be
amazing.
wild, man. Like
Yeah,
they go crazy.
yeah, that's it. Is
Nuts.
that? I feel like that would be the same, or not the same, but like similar in the sense of they love heavy metal. Like when you go into like the parts of Europe, like the old bloc, Eastern Bloc sort of countries, where like it's just like obituary and testament, or they are still like that's the current music. We fucking love this shit.
Do you have festival dates coming up in Europe as well? Did I see that? Do you have stuff?
um, I, I don't know what's confirmed, but yeah, there's definitely talk. There's a lot. Like we have not really been a part of that to date, but yeah, I think there's definitely stuff in the works at the moment.
Okay. All right. Because I thought I saw something and I was like, oh, and I saw what Blood Duster I thought were doing. Maybe I was
Oh,
having like a,
so we were on a festival, and unfortunately we had to withdraw from that due to the tour in Pantera in the States. Yeah,
I see. Okay. All right.
yeah,
But
yeah. But yeah, there's still more to come.
man, awesome. Awesome. I'm pretty stoked that Blood Duster are back. Like,
Me too, man. Like, honestly, they're one of my favorite bands. Definitely an influence on King Parrot and me. Like, um, I'm fucking spewing that I'm not going to be here for Black in the Globe. Um, if I had been like, I think we got offered the show, so we couldn't do it. But like,
Oh,
if we hadn't have been, I would have been flying up there. It's my birthday weekend. I would have been there for sure to see Bloodduster.
I'm doing it. We're playing it, and
Awesome.
like I've never been, and I was so excited. And then I saw they got announced, and I was like, my head just.
Oh, dude, you're gonna have a ball. Yeah, we will have been lucky enough. We've headlined it a couple of
Yeah.
times, and Pirate who puts that on, it's amazing. Like the last time we played, his name is Pirate. He built a pirate ship stage. It was fucking sick. But yeah, like Alice Springs, until I went there, I didn't realize how small the population is. Like, but because it's so remote, like people drive from fucking hours and hours, like 7 hours just to go to a show. Like, and you get people who have no interest in heavy metal, but because it's a thing, they go along, like, which I think is awesome too. Yeah, everyone gets involved.
I mean, we're gonna do a few days there, and I think
Love it.
I can't wait because I've
Yeah.
never been there, and I've
Man,
already
like
asked
the
my
the
boss.
red sand and stuff, it's just unbelievable. It's so cool.
Man, too many beers. I'm looking forward to it. But
Actually,
what's that?
my favorite, like it's closed now, but I went one of the first times we went there. There was this bar that was it was like created by someone with my mind. It was called Bojangles, but like the dude had obviously just built stuff to fuck with people. Like in the bathrooms, you turn the tap on, but the water would start coming out of the other sink. Door handles were on the hinge side of the doors. There were coins glued to the floor and like all sorts of shit. But it's closed down. But fuck that, it used to crack me up that joint.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's so
Yeah.
good. But of course, what's next for you guys? I mean, you're gonna do another round around Australia when you get back, or you get more?
Yep, for sure. Yep, we're already talking about that. We potentially have another pretty significant tour with a completely different band in Europe as well at that sort of higher level. Uh,
Who's
we
that?
haven't locked in. I'm not going to say because I don't know
Ah,
whether it's
no,
yeah. I'll
no,
tell you when you stop recording. But
no.
yeah, like I think we're still sort of negotiating how that's going to
Yeah.
work. And look, yeah, what's next? Like, I think we're all pretty excited to, once we get through towards the end of this year, actually starting to work towards the next album. Like, we don't want to leave things like, such a wide gap that has happened to date. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. And of course, last of all, what is the one thing that you want young people to take away from the new album? What's
A
the
little piece of me. You can download me and 3D print me in your bedroom. That's weird.
do you could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Do it.
look, I got action figures, man. This is my, like you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Yeah. This isn't
King,
a bobblehead. It's just that's just the way it is.
King Parrot action figures is a damn good idea. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, yeah, for the kids, yeah, say no to milk, stay in drugs, and go to school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With all those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, brother, it's really good catching up with you, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No worries. We'll have all the links down here. Tell all the boys good luck with all the touring and stuff, and we'll
Thanks.
see you when you get back.
All
See ya.
right, cheers. Best.
Thanks, brother.